Hi, and welcome. We are episode 7 of the Stay Calm and Crochet podcast. I am Sandra, your host, also known as SandraStitches, and I'm very happy you came back, or maybe if you're new here, so welcome. Let's go dive in because I have some really good stuff for you in this episode. We are going to be talking about some nice things. Let's go. Hi everybody, welcome back to our podcast, Stay Calm and Crochet. This is our motto. We don't get stressed about the crochet. We don't go wild, we just relax because crochet is such a relaxing activity, and I know for me it's a definitely stress reliever, and I am very much into, lower down my anxiety issues and my stress issues. Even though lately I haven't been stressed so much, I think it's because I've been crocheting a lot. But yeah, this is what we're talking. This is the vibe here. I love this vibe. And today we are going pink because I have some patterns and some designs that I've made with this gorgeous pink chunky yarn that we are going to be talking about all episode, because I want to show you a few things that I made with it, and I'm planning of making some more because I have, I think, 2 skeins more of this. And yeah, and we'll talk yarns and we'll talk hooks that I use with it, and yeah, the 2 designs I already have with this yarn. All right, dive in with the designs. The first thing I want to talk about is about the yarn. Okay, this yarn, as you can see, it's very chunky, very chunky. I got it from a kind of warehouse, yarn warehouse. We have something with my hair coming to my face, I don't know. A warehouse, a yarn warehouse. I have not so close to my house, but close enough. I think they bring all kind of yarns from all over the world that are maybe discontinued, or maybe not, they didn't sell it, or I don't know really. Excuse me. It's mostly Turkish yarn, Turkish made yarn, and it's in a very low price. So I go there and I get some yarns. Beautiful yarn, right? Beautiful color, and the texture is very soft, and I love it. But look at the label. Look at the label. Nothing, no information whatsoever. So I don't know what this yarn is all about. It says Vogue with love and something in Turkish, which I did look up, but it just says it's made in Turkey or something like that. No information whatsoever. Not how many yards, not how the weight, not what's the composition of the yarn. I don't know if it's all acrylic or acrylic blend with some wool. Nothing. I don't know nothing about this yarn. I tried to reach this name here. I couldn't find anything. It's really, I know there is this kind of yarns with this name that they have some information, and I think I found the factory where they manufacture this yarn, but they never came back to me, and I really don't know what all this is about, which is bad for me because I'm a designer and I write patterns, and I have to give the people who buy my patterns, I have to give them the information which yarn I used, so they can go and look for a similar yarn if they want to make a similar product. Of course, I always write in my patterns if I don't have the information of the yarn, so I write as much as I can, and I look for substitutions that are more common, like in the UK, in the USA. You know, you have a lot of yarn manufacturers and yarn, you know, industry. So you have much more opportunities and different kind of yarns. But I love it, and I fell in love with the color because it's kind of a neutral smoked pink, right? And kind of, I don't know, like boho style, maybe, I don't know. I loved it. So I decided to make some things with it, to design some one garment and one something for the home. So let's see what I made. By the way, if you don't know, so I have a Ravelry shop, and you can find all my patterns on Ravelry. My name is Sandra Regev. My name in Ravelry is SandraStitches. So you can find all my patterns there. There is a link in the description box below where you can find the link to my store. And also, if you haven't already, I want to invite you to join our Facebook community, because there is where we meet every day. Lots of activities there. There are challenges, and I go live, and we chat and talk about all kind of things, crochet. Sometimes I look for pattern testers. Sometimes I do some crochet alongs. A lot of activities there. So if you want to join us, the link is in the description box below. And yeah, so what have I made with this yarn? The first thing I want to show you, it looks a little bit weird, but you'll see. I will wear it and you'll see. This is a shrug, okay? Now, it's like a pipe. Can you see it? But we'll talk about the stitches and everything and how I created this. But when you wear it like this. You put it like this. I don't have a mirror, so I hope it's okay. Can you see it? Yeah? Can you see how it goes on the back side? So it's really nice, and it's very simple to make, okay? And it's such a chunky yarn that it's perfect for those days that you don't need a big sweater. It's not very cold, but you need something on your shoulders, and you want to feel that your shoulders are covered and that they are warm enough, right? So this is it. And usually this is what happens to me, because I don't like to wear all these very chunky sweaters and kind of winter clothing. So this is the shrug, right? It's made a rectangle, and it's made in rows horizontally. So you make a long foundation chain, and then you walk it on long rows like this. This particular one, I made it short, and I made it also short sleeve. I didn't want it to be long sleeves and very long here to go down, you know, to cover all my back, because I really wanted it to be something that just makes me feel like I have something on my shoulders if I'm a bit chilly. And it's something, you know, some people They like to feel that they wear what they wear is kind of heavy on you and not lighted. Some people like lighted. You know, everybody is different and unique. It's okay. But some people like something heavy on them. So this is it. It's very, very simple pattern because it has, if you can see the stitches. So I made rows of double crochet, single crochet, and X stitch to give it some kind of interesting look and texture and everything, right? So I made a rectangle long enough that goes, you have to measure where you want your sleeve to be to start and go all the way around until the other part where you want your sleeve to be, and that is the measurement that you will make this shrug. You will make the foundation chain that long. You can see the pattern, how many stitches I've made. This is, I think, medium, or you know, it's kind of one size because of course you can modify it and put more chains, add chains to the foundation. Of course you can add rows to make it longer, but this particular design is not meant to be so long because it's made with such a chunky yarn, and I think it will be too heavy on you. And when you make excuse me, there's something with my throat. I didn't bring my water. Anyway, when you make the rectangle, then you close at the end, you fold it into half, not half, thirds, right? Like, not thirds. You fold it like this, yes, kind of two halves here, and you close it the length that you wanted your shoulder to be, your sleeve to be in one side, and the same on the other side, right? So you have the same length of sleeves on both sides. And then to make it even more interesting and more texture, because I love really simple stitches but that make a lot of texture, and I mix match stitches that give the sense of being something really, you know, unique and texture, because I love it, and I think, yeah, you will love it too. So to make it more interesting, I added at the part of the back part of the how do you call this part, the collar of the shrug, I added shell stitch. You see, that goes like this all around, but just on this part of the shrug. It doesn't go down all the way. I thought that you can go work it all the way, but it will be a little bit too, how should I call it, for me, okay, my view. It doesn't have to be anybody else's, it's just my view, and for this design that I designed, so I have to bring myself in it. So for my view, if I did the shell stitch all the way, it will be too much and too feminine, like, I don't know, too rounded. So because these stitches are very square kind of stitches, right? It's just double crochet, single crochet, and cross stitch. So it's all very lined up. I wanted to round it up a little bit, so I made the shell stitch on top of it, right? So this is one of the patterns. Now I want to talk about the hooks I used. I have this is my hook case. Nothing special. It's I bought it years ago. You know, Chinese AliExpress. I don't know if you know that site, but I love them because they have this ergonomic grip on it, like this, and it's very this metal. I love this metal because when you crochet, it just slides down and it doesn't get stuck, right? You know, there are all kind of hooks, and the metal ones, I love them. And also they have this round, I don't know if you can see, this round kind of tip here, I don't know how you call it. And yeah, but what happened with this, in this case, I have only up to 8, yeah, up to number 8. I think 9. This is 8, but I think I have 9 somewhere. I don't know. Anyhow, it wasn't big enough, but this is what I had. And I have also bamboo hooks, if you can see, bamboo hooks. Yeah, this is a number 10. Okay, now these hooks, if you can see, also have this kind of little round thing here, so it's comfortable to walk them. But if you see here, it's not rounded. The tip here, this bout, it's kind of sharp. So you have to be very careful that you don't split the yarn. I use them, but not so often because of that. It depends on the yarn, but sometimes I use them. I had only this 10 millimeter bamboo yarn, so this is what I used for this shrug, because you know, this is very bulky. I think it's weight super bulky, like or maybe even jumbo. I will have to work my how to find the weight of the yarn method, you know, the with the per inch wipe per inch method, and I will find out which weight this yarn is. But I suspect it's a super bulky yarn. Yeah, you can see it. So I wanted it because it's also heavy yarn, so I wanted it to be airy, not so dense. So I used my 10 millimeter. This was the biggest hook I had when I designed this shrug, and this is how it came out. If you can see, it's very airy. It doesn't have, it's not you know, very dense. And yeah, I love it. I use it all the time, especially in the winter when, you know, as I said, if I'm a little bit cold, so I'm cold here in my shoulders, not so much in my arms, in my shoulders. And if I put something heavy and warm on my shoulders, so I feel so much better. So this is the shrug, and this is the hook, the 10 millimeter hook that I use for it. Since then, I purchased in the same site a 12 millimeter hook. Look at this one. 12 millimeter, it's shiny, sparkly, all kind of glittery. Yeah, you say glittery. Yeah, that's the word. So now I have my 12 millimeter hook, which I think will be much, much better. This is a plastic one. I don't like plastic, but it was the only material I could find a big hook. And it's also, if you can see, it's round here and it's not pointy. So this is new. I haven't used it yet. I suspect it will be okay with the yarn and it will not split it. So yes, I'm going to use it to make my next designs with this yarn. Now, I found in that warehouse another yarn which is very, very similar, very similar in the how it feels and the weight, very similar. And this is a known yarn called Yarn B, which I suspect you all know and probably use. And I have all the information about this yarn here in the label, of course, because this is a regular yarn that it's used all around. I'm not sure it's the same because the weight, this is heavier. This one is heavier. I weighted this skein and it was 142 grams. 142 grams. And this one, it says it's 142 grams also. Strange, because when you feel them, it feels like this one is heavier. Strange. Anyway, I don't know. I cannot put in my designs that the composition of this yarn is the same as the Yarn B. Yarn B is this one is, let's see what it says here, 100% acrylic, this one. I suspect it's also 100% acrylic, even though it has a little bit of hairs like this in it. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I cannot, I don't want to put, to write something that it's not the truth or not exactly the truth. So the people who buy my patterns will be confused, but I suspect it's the same. I bought it, when I bought these yarns, I didn't look at the label because I thought it was all the same, was so similar, right? Maybe they made them in the same factory and this was discontinued. I think this one, this particular Yarn B is discontinued also. It says Yarn B True Colors. It says here $4.99. I got it for, I don't know, less than $1, I think, here. And yeah, it's made in Turkey for Hobby Lobby. It's made in Turkey. So I suspect it's the same yarn. And maybe this was leftovers or whatever, and they just sold it as, non-marked yarn. So this is what happens when you buy, not so expensive yarns, and also because here in Israel we don't have a yarn industry at all, so everything is imported and it's very expensive. And if I buy from stores worldwide, the shipping is killing me. So sometimes I go and find all kind of finds for my designs, but of course, I want to give my customers the best, the accurate information. There's a thing here. So the shrug was the first design I made with this yarn, and then I made this beauty. It's a small basket that it's worked in the round, of course. It starts with just double crochet in the round. This yarn is bulky enough for, to stand and be strong. I used here a smaller hook, of course, and I started with double crochet here, and then to make it sturdy, I went down hook size, and I used the um, X single crochet stitch, which is very, very dense here, right? You can see it. I think the next time I will do the X single crochet also on the bottom, because the bottom became a little bit too loose and this is very, very dense. So this stands, as you can see, it stands, but the bottom is a bit loose. And then I like to finish my things with something a little bit round, a little bit with a flare, something that it's a little bit different. So I made these kind of picot chains here at the end of the basket. So this basket is, I use it here in my office. I have all my little things that I put inside. Usually I have my tripod, my small tripod here, and all kind of, you know, small things that I need. It can also be, of course, for anything in your house, anything maybe in the bathroom, something, toys, or maybe if you have a baby and you want to put all these baby things in here, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you use for a basket for, I love baskets. So this, because this is a heavy yarn and bulky yarn, I thought it would be great for a basket. So this is the second design I made. So you can see here it's worked in the round. So we have this guy here, which sometimes it goes straight, sometimes it goes a little bit off. You have to be very careful. You have to use your stitch markers to place exactly which one is the first stitch, because if not, it goes off. This one is straight. I was very strict about it because it shows, and it's, you know, it's not good if it's not straight. If it's straight, it's okay because you work it in the round. And yeah, so this is my second design with this yarn. I am thinking what to do next with this yarn. I don't know yet, but in my mind I think it will be better because it's so chunky. It will be better, and I don't do amigurumi, so I think it will be better for something for the home, like a pillow cover, or maybe I was thinking even a wall hanging piece, something like that. I'm not sure yet, but this is the yarn. If you have any suggestions, what should I do with this color and with this yarn, so please put a comment, share in the comments. All right, so this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to my channel. I will upload twice a week, I hope, twice a week, an episode of this podcast, and I will tell you all kinds of stories about my designs. So I'll see you next time. Have a great day wherever you are, and stay calm and crochet.